Hey guys, a lot of you have asked for clarification on the 4x4 tutorial, so here's a full example solve. It's not going to go through any new information, but you'll hopefully see different cases and maybe some of them will be what you have. So first I need to make white pieces together. So this white, I can join them together like this. And then I have this one and this one. And as I join these two, I want to make sure I don't break up this. So if this was horizontal as I join these two, then it's not going to work, it'll break. So I want to keep it vertical. This one, I can join them together like this, and then join all these together like that. All right, so now I want to make the same thing on yellow. So I'll join these two like that. Make sure that anything I do doesn't break white. Then I'll move this into the top. So I'll move it up like this, turn it twice, and then move it back down. All right, here it happens to be another yellow bar, and I'll put them on the same side. Don't put them on opposite sides because once you move it up, you can't really fix the white center. So put them on the same side, move this up, turn the top twice, move it back down. Okay, next, the white edges. And so I'm going to find any of these pieces are fine. So here I have white, green. And so I want to move this white, green into the middle slices, but on the opposite of the left side, because this is left, I want this one to go on the right. So U prime would put it on the left, or U would put it on the right, so that's good. Join them, move them into the cross, and next I have blue here and blue here. So I want this one, I can move it here or here. I want it to be on the right side, so I would do that, but it takes one of my cross pieces out. So I'm gonna undo that, move this away, and then do that. All right, now I can join them all together, and then think about where it has to go. Green, red, blue. Like that. Some cubes don't have the same color scheme, so if you're wondering specifically about your cube's color scheme, you can check any of the white corners. So as you can see from this white corner, it goes blue and then orange when white is on the left. Or from this one, you can see it goes orange and then green. So you can use that to check because some cubes' color schemes are different. All right, next we have this white orange, this white orange. I can join them together like that. Orange goes after blue, so blue, orange. I'll put orange over here. All right, then I'm going to hold this unsolved spot on the top here and just keep my hands here. Don't do any F moves because that touches this finger. Don't do any B moves, that touches this finger. Just do U moves from now on. If I want to do F, I would just move this spot over and do F. And so I'm going to start making the centers along here. I see orange here, so I'm going to try and make another orange bar. Keep this one vertical so it doesn't get broken. I have this orange here, and so I will join them together like this. Then turn this and make sure I don't have a cross piece coming out. Make sure when I turn it that this is the spot that gets turned. Join oranges together. Next, above orange goes green. So I have to make sure I don't break this orange center either. So I have green here, green here. What I can do is join them all together like that. And then now I have to turn this so that it stays in this layer because I want green here. So I'm going to turn it this way and then fix the orange center. All right, another two green bars here. I'm gonna put them on the same side as the one that's here because for the same reason as the yellow center, if I just move it in like this directly, I can't fix the orange center. So I need to put them on the same side and then move this spot up, turn this around, and then move the spot back down like that. So orange and then green. Next is red. I already have two bars here. This is a little bit convenient. I'm going to show what happens if I didn't have two bars. All right, so if I had like a bar here and not a bar here, then what I'd want to do is turn this into a bar. So I can do that by moving one of these pieces away like that, or like this, but then just restoring this side. And then, so because it was over here, and move it away, I want this one to join it to make a horizontal bar. I can't join it over here. I'm going to join it over here. So just turn that and then move that one back. Horizontal bar. All right, then I insert this one into here. So get them on the same side, turn this twice like that. All right, my last edge got made, so I'm going to change this. All right, next is edge pairing. I hold the cross pieces on the bottom and the back, so I have an empty front spot. Then I make the white edge. So I'm going to take, if it's in the bottom, just take it out to the side, and then take the other one and put it over here by turning this side up, replacing it with this, and putting this back down. Now, there were two cases that I talked about here where if they are on the same slice, then you do one thing. If they're on different slices, you do a different thing. So if they're on the same slice, I will take this one and put it where this one is, like that. Then do the flipping algorithm here. And then undo that slice. And that gets them together. All right, now I will solve the cross just by doing that. All right, next I just do all the edge pairs one by one. Yellow, orange here, yellow, orange here. I could take this one and put it across from it. So I'll move it so that I can move this up, replace with yellow, orange, move it back down. Pair these. So they are in the same slice, so I will do slice, flip, slice back. Now it's done. All right, I can start working on any of these other ones, yellow and green, yellow and red. So I can put a yellow and red over here. Yellow, red, yellow, red. So again, slice, flip, slice, slice, flip, slice, because they were on the same slice. All right, I have red, green. I can pair it with this red, green. So I'll take this one, put it here. Red, green, join them. And then if I join them, then what I can do is, because they're on different slices, you do something different, whereas you join them, replace it with any unsolved edge, so any of these two, and then move it back. So I can replace it with this one, and then move it back. All right, now we have yellow, blue, yellow, green. It's not these. A lot of them are solved, so I'm going to start looking at the other unsolved slots. I have yellow, green, so I can do these two. So I can do this to get them paired and then replace it with an unsolved edge. So move this up, replace with unsolved edge, go back down, and then undo that slice. And I'm almost done. I have this one and this one. So when it comes down to your last few edges, then you can't do the replace with the thing on top anymore, and you have to make sure that they are on the same slice. So yellow, blue here is on the same slice as yellow, blue here. They're both on top. What you can actually do in this case, you don't have to get them next to each other every single time. Even if they're way across from each other like this, you can still do the same rules. So it's same slice, so you do slice, flip, slice. So you can slice twice to bring the other one all the way here, flip, and then slice back. Now I just want to show a common thing that people run into. If you have these two and these two as your last edges, and they're not in the same slice, just flip one of them. So I'll flip this one. And then now they are in the same slice, and you can do the normal thing. So slice, flip, slice. Okay, so when I get here, I say do it like a 3x3. You have corners, you have edges, and you have centers, and people don't know what I mean by that. It just means however you normally solve a 3x3. So that could be with a beginner method where you insert all of the corners on the bottom first, and then you do the second layer. And then, so 2 layers, and then you make the last layer. Okay, so here I have run into a case of PLL parity, and I know that because this is not a configuration you can run into on 3x3. So what I do is the PLL parity algorithm, and then this is a case that I can get on 3x3. So let's say you're doing the beginner method and you're getting corners into the right spot, and ooh, these two are wrong. You have 2 in the right spot, and that should never happen. Anytime you get a case where things are positioned in a spot where they could never happen, key word is positioned. If an edge is flipped, that's not to do with positioning. If an edge is flipped, you do OLL parity. But if the things are positioned wrong in any way, what you do is the PLL parity algorithm once. Okay, clearly that doesn't look like it helped because now some of our edges moved out of place. But if you continue on normally from here, it will be solvable. So for example, if I just continue on with the beginner method, getting all the edges in the right spot, and then this, and this now. And so as you can see, 1 is in the right spot. And then now everything is in the right spot. So just by doing the PLL parity algorithm once, I was able to make a solvable case. It doesn't mean it's solvable right away. It just means that the cube, when you have to follow the normal steps again, and then you could end up in a solvable position. And then lastly, what I meant by OLL parity is if you reach last layer and you get an odd number of edges that are correctly flipped, then that is an example not of positioning error, but of pieces needing to be flipped. And in that case, you can flip the front edge by doing the OLL parity algorithm that I showed in the tutorial, and I'll show it again here. So that's it. I hope I answered all of your questions. And if you have more questions, you can leave a comment because I do tend to reply to comments. So thanks for watching. Hope you solved your 4x4 and I'll see you guys next time.